You decide today is the day. You are finally going to clean that disaster of a bedroom. You summon a massive burst of motivation, scrub for 3 hours, and achieve a spotless space. But without changing the sloppy routines that caused the mess, 3 weeks later, you're staring at the exact same piles of laundry. We are constantly sold the idea that massive success requires a single, exhausting leap of effort. We convince ourselves that to lose weight, build a business, or get organized, we have to make some dramatic, earth-shattering action that everyone will notice. But fixating on the finish line hides a glaring problem. Every Olympian wants to win the gold medal. Every job candidate wants to get the offer. If winners and losers share the exact same goals, the goal itself cannot be what differentiates them. Worse, achieving a goal only changes your life for a fleeting moment. You treat a symptom while ignoring the cause. You're left chasing the same outcome over and over again because you never fixed the machinery running behind it. Goals are excellent for setting your direction, but they are uniquely terrible for making lasting progress. They keep us trapped on the absolute surface of behavior change. Think of behavior change like an onion. This diagram illustrates 3 levels. The outermost layer is your outcomes. Outcomes are what you want to get: losing weight, publishing a book, or winning a championship. This is where most people start, and exactly where they stop. To escape the cycle of failure, we have to peel back a layer, because when push comes to shove, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Moving one level deeper in our chart, we find the second layer, your processes. This is about what you actually do, the daily systems, routines, and habits you perform on autopilot. To see how powerful a process can be, look at British cycling. For decades, their performance was entirely unremarkable. Then they adopted a strategy called the aggregation of marginal gains. They broke down every single component of riding a bike, from the aerodynamics of a racing suit to the type of massage gel they used, and improved each one by just a tiny margin of 1%. When you stack those tiny daily improvements on top of each other, the results compound. As this graph shows, getting just 1% better every day for a single year results in a performance increase of 3,800%. But the math works both ways. If you replicate poor decisions, duplicate tiny mistakes, and rationalize little excuses, getting 1% worse each day drags you on a steady decline almost all the way down to 0. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Your current results do not matter nearly as much as your current trajectory. So how does the brain actually build these daily processes? Biologically, your brain wants to conserve energy. Whenever you face a recurring problem, it automates a reliable solution so you don't have to waste time thinking about it anymore. Every single automated behavior you have runs through the exact 4-step neurological loop shown in this diagram: cue, craving, response, and reward. The first 2 steps form the problem phase. Your brain spots a cue, like your phone buzzing, which signals a potential reward. That naturally triggers a craving, the burning desire to know who just texted you. This craving provides the motivation you need to act. Then comes the solution phase. You execute a response by grabbing the phone, which delivers the reward of reading the message. That reward satisfies your craving and completes the feedback loop, teaching your brain to repeat that exact action next time. Cautionary. But here is the catch. You can perfectly map out this loop. You can design an incredibly efficient process for going to the gym or saving money, but your habit will still fail if it contradicts the deepest, unseen layer of the behavioral onion. Looking at our chart one last time, we reach the core: identity. This innermost layer holds your deepest beliefs, your worldview, and your self-image. Imagine 2 people trying to quit smoking. When offered a cigarette, the first person says, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit." That is outcome-based thinking. The second person declines by saying, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker." It is a tiny shift in phrasing, but a massive shift in how they view themselves. Any behavior that conflicts with your core self-image will not last. You might want to save money, but if your identity is someone who consumes rather than creates, your willpower will eventually surrender to your underlying beliefs. True behavior change is identity change. The goal is not to read a book. The goal is to become a reader. The goal is not to run a marathon. The goal is to become a runner. Which leaves us with the ultimate question. How do you actually go about rewriting something as deeply rooted as your own identity? The answer lies right back in those tiny, everyday systems. Every single atomic habit you perform is actually a vote cast for the type of person you wish to become. Practice the guitar for 5 minutes, and you are casting a vote for being a musician. No single instance will magically transform your beliefs overnight, but as those daily votes accumulate, they build up a mountain of undeniable evidence. You gradually prove your new identity to yourself. To ensure we keep casting the right votes, we can pull 4 specific levers, the 4 laws of behavior change. By making your cues obvious, your cravings attractive, your responses easy, and your rewards satisfying, you hack the habit loop to work for you. These routines are the primary channel through which you develop your deepest beliefs about yourself. Quite literally, you become your habits, continually editing and expanding your identity until you become the exact person you decide to be.
The most dangerous influence is the one you never notice. Subscribe to Visual Insights. New cinematic videos every week.